Hello everybody, this is a requested video on the poem called Song of the Flower, which has been written by Khalil Gibran, and he's a very famous Lebanese poet. So it is a little important to know about the poet first of all. And here we go. I have also included the summary of the poem in this explanation, and we are going to talk about like the whole poem line by line. So this is just going to explain the poem line by line, and this has about the poet, something about the poet, and the summary. Only three things are there. If you need anything else, let me know. I'll try to help you out. So here we go. First, we'll talk about Khalil Gibran, the poet himself. Okay, so he's also known as Khalil Gibran, and he was a Lebanese American writer, poet, and visual artist. Now, who is a visual artist? You know what is a writer and a poet, but visual artists are the people who make advertisements, kind of them. The printed advertisements are there, so those are done by visual artists. What you see in magazines, what you see in advertisements, the print media, and the newspaper. So those advertisements are done by on the jam bottles, on the pickle bottles. You see some designing, so those are done by visual artists, right? So though he considered himself to be mainly a painter, he lived most of his life in the United States and wrote his best known works in English. So he basically lived in United States for most of the time, most of the years of his life, and he basically considered that he was a painter, not an author or a writer, but a painter, and most of his famous works, that is best known works, are written in English, okay, not in Lebanese. His early works were sketches because he thought that he was an artist, short stories, poems, and prose poems written in very simple language for Arabic newspapers in the United States. So he used to write in a very simple language. And whom did he write for? He wrote for a lot of Arabic newspapers. Arabic is a language, all right? So, and US used to print those newspapers, Arabic newspapers. So he used to write for those newspapers, right? So now this is a very nice, beautiful picture showing some flowers, and the name of the poem is Song of the Flower by Khalil Gibran, which we are going to understand. But before understanding it, I want you to look closely at these beautiful flowers. Aren't they beautiful? They're very beautiful, very colorful, vibrant. Now the flowers don't speak, right? Do the flowers speak? No, they do not. But just imagine if they could speak, what they could have spoken, what could they have uttered, isn't it? They would have spoken some words to you. So this poem basically is an imagination work by the poet, and he has tried to speak from the flower's side, isn't it? He is imagining that the flower is speaking. So what is he going to speak is written in this poem, right? But before the line by line explanation, I will just tell you in a short way, that is called the short summary, right? Short summary means in a short way I tell you what is there in the whole poem, right? So here we go. Summary of the poem. The Song of the Flower by Khalil Gibran describes what living in the world as a flower involves, from sunrises to perpetual optimism. Don't be worried about the difficult word perpetual optimism. I'll just give you a crux or a little idea about the poem. This poem describes basically that if somebody is a flower, if there is a flower, what is the life of a flower exactly? Okay, right from the birth till the death of the flower, what are the things it does, and how is it born, what are the things it is involved with, okay? And basically they are telling that the flower is actually a very, it teaches us something very optimistic and positive, okay? You'll come to know about it in the poem. Hold on. Okay, the poem begins with the speaker stating that the poem is not being narrated from the perspective of a human being, but the flower itself. The speaker is talking through the voice of a flower. So the poem, in this poem, the speaker or the poet is saying that the poem is being spoken by flower. You have to imagine that a flower is talking in this poem to you, okay? Not the speaker, not the poet, but this is the voice of a flower, because the poem itself says Song of the Flower, isn't it? The first stanza describes morning, when flowers are most active and beneficial to the world. They spread their fragrance through the air and help to announce the sunrise with the birds. So in the morning, what do? We get up and we feel very fresh. Similarly, the flowers are also very active and fresh and extremely beneficial to the world. What do? They spread their fragrance. Flowers have nice perfume, no nice fragrance. So that perfume or fragrance, they spread it through the air, because air goes there and there. And what does it spread? It carries the scent of the flowers, the fragrance of the flowers, and it takes it left and right, to and fro, everywhere, wherever it goes, okay? And also the flowers try to help the birds, because birds are like chirping in the morning, choo 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 choo. And what do? Along with the scent of these flowers, we come to that it is morning. Only through this, they try to help out the birds, so that they can announce that, yay, it's sunrise, it is morning, right? Everybody, people, wake up. So this is all about the first stanza. Now let's talk about the second stanza. The second half of the poem speaks. Now they are saying second half, the poem has been divided into three parts. So the first part is the morning part. Now this is the second part of the poem, speaks on how flowers are used for different occasions. The speaker says, I am for using in a range of objects and events alongside the living and the dead. Now the flowers are used in a lot of things and a number of things. If you think of a flower, how a flower can be used, it can be used in a wedding, it can be used as a death, it can be given to people whom you love, okay? It can be given to your teacher also, isn't it? It can be given to God also, isn't it? In Hinduism, it's common to give flowers to the God also, okay, to offer flowers to the people whom you love, okay, to old, to young people, to children, to teachers. So a lot of things flowers are used for, and the second part of the poem talks about that only, right? In the final lines, like the final part of the poem, I told you there are three parts, major parts in the poem. So the third part talks about, in the final lines, the flower speaker asserts an opinion that humankind needs to look to flowers for advice on how to face the world optimistically. Optimistically means positively, okay? It is just a fancy word for a very simple word, positively, okay? So in the final lines, basically, we get to know that flowers teach us something. So what do they teach us? To face the world optimistically or positively, and not to look at the negative side of life, okay? Now I'll start the poem, I'll go line by line, try to understand it, and it's very, very simple, extremely simple. Here we go with the line by line explanation, okay? I am, now you have to think that the flower is talking to you, okay? I am a kind word uttered and repeated. Now the flower says, I am a very sweet word, kind word, which is uttered and repeated. Uttered means spoken, and it is repeated. It keeps on repeating itself by the voice of nature. Now, who is repeating this word? Nature. In the nature, we see one flower, two flower, lot of flowers. So basically, it is like a word which is echoing and it is being repeated. Lot of flowers are there. I am a star fallen from the blue tent upon the green carpet. Now, flower is calling itself a star. Okay, it is comparing itself to a star, which has, where does the star, where do we see the stars? In the sky, right? So, blue tent here means sky, the blue sky, and the green carpet means the earth, because earth is all green, right? Whenever we make any posters or anything of earth, what do we color the earth? Like blue and green, right? So, your green carpet means the earth, right? Because earth is all covered with vegetation. So, it says, the flower says that I am a star which has fallen down from the sky onto the earth. Okay, so this is all about these four lines. Now let's move to the next four lines. I am the daughter of the elements, with whom winter conceived, to whom spring gave birth. I was reared in the lap of summer, and I slept in the bed of autumn. Now, this flower is now talking about the seasons. Before that, it says that what am I? I'm a daughter of the elements. Elements of what elements? Nature elements. Okay. So the flower is announcing that where do I come from? I come from my nature. Okay. The elements of nature. And it talks about four parts basically of the life of flower. First is like when the flower is conceived, okay, just like a baby is conceived inside a mama's tummy, right, inside a mama's womb, okay, the baby is conceived is when you have something inside you, okay, when a life is beginning, right? So with whom winter has conceived this flower, because in winters the seed is sown and the flowers are about to sprout, the plants of the flowers are about to sprout. So it says that winter conceived me, which means the flower is talking to you that the winter has conceived it, to whom spring gave birth. So in the spring, those little seeds become saplings and they become maybe little tiny plants. So spring gives birth to them. After winter comes spring. There are four seasons: winter, spring, summer, and autumn, right? So right now, which season is it? Just after winter, we have spring. So a lot of flowers we see around because spring has given them birth, okay? Reared in the lap of summer. Reared means what? To take care of, okay? Who took care of these flowers, these little tiny plants and flowers? Lap of summer, okay? Somebody, like lap means that you're taking care, the way you take put a baby in your lap and take care of it. Similarly, the flowers are taken care of by summer season, okay? And I slept in the bed of autumn, which means that peacefully, when everything was over, I mean, when the flower has grown up and everything, it has to finally sleep in the bed of autumn. Means the season autumn, the flower is going to dry and it is going to be dead finally, okay? Let's come to the next lines. At dawn. What does dawn mean? I'll let you know. Relax about the word meanings. They're very simple. Nothing can be simpler than this poem. This is very easy to understand. At dawn, I unite with the breeze to announce the coming of light. At eventide, I join the birds in bidding the light farewell. At dawn means in the morning. Okay? Dawn means in the morning, right? So what do? It unites with the breeze. Means in the morning, what happens? The flowers are, I mean, you can almost smell the flowers, the fragrance of the flowers around you in the air. You're like, wow, what a nice, when you go to the park, can't you smell them? Don't you smell them? There's such a nice fragrance of flowers in the garden, or maybe if you have some home plants in your balcony, then also you go in your balcony in your garden, and then you can almost feel the fragrance in the breeze. So it unites, it combines with the breeze. Breeze means what? The air, the wind, left and right, you feel the wind. That is breeze, okay, to announce the coming of light. Why does it do that? It kind of announces, declares that, hey, yeah, the day has begun, okay? So that it tries to do with that fragrance, okay? At eventide, eventide means what? Eventide means evening, right? So in the evening, what happens? In the evening, I join the birds. What do the birds do in the evening? They come back from the office? No, they don't. What do they do then? They do a lot of chirping, they do, right? So at eventide, the flowers also join the birds. but flowers cannot speak, so they cannot do chirping like choo 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 choo. They can't do like birds. So what do? They actually join them and they bid the light farewell. Means farewell means bidding means to say bye bye. Okay, to say bye bye to the light, because in the evening the sun sets, so the light goes. So light bye bye. So they try to join the birds so that they can bid the light a little farewell. Farewell means bye bye to the light. Okay. The plains are decorated with my beautiful colors and the air is scented with my fragrance. This is a very simple line to understand. I don't even have to explain it, right? The plains are extremely beautiful. Plains means the earth, okay, not the mountains, but the flat surface of earth. You would have read in your geography, right? So the plains are decorated with my beautiful colors. You saw how beautiful flowers look. And if you look from far, it looks like, wow, what a nice view of flowers, beautiful colors display, isn't it? And air is also scented with the fragrance of flowers, okay? As I embrace slumber, the eyes of night watch over me, and as I awaken, I stare at the sun, which is the only eye of the day. Okay, embrace means what? To hug someone. These days it is social distancing, hugs are not allowed, but here this word means hugs, to hug someone with love. Okay, so it is saying, the flower is saying that the night is coming. Slumber means sleep. Okay, so as the night is coming, basically, as I embrace the slumber, because the flowers are coming to a sleep state. Okay, the whole day they have been active, so basically the flower is basically coming down to a lazy point where it is lazy up to a level that it wants to sleep, slumber. It wants to embrace slumber, means it wants to hug the bed and sleep. Okay, so while the flower is doing that, while the flower is coming to a finally a sleep, what do the eyes of the night do? The eyes also, night also has eyes, and the eyes of the night are watching over. Watching over means looking at the flower. Okay, and when the flower awakes next morning, this is just one day routine. Okay, so next morning again the flower is going to get awake, isn't it? So when the flower is awake again, I stare at the sun. So the flower looks or gazes at the sun. Stare means looking continuously at the sun, which is the only eye of the day. The flower thinks that the day has an eye, and that is the sun actually. Okay, and night also have eyes. Okay, but they have not said it is moon, but for the day, eye of the day, it says that sun is the eye of the day, and I look into the eyes of the day. Okay, when I wake up, I straight away look at the sun, which means I look into the eyes of the day. Okay, let's come to the next lines. I drink dew for wine and hearken to the voices of the birds and dance to the rhythmic swing of the grass. Okay, now the flowers, the plants, they need water. So how do they get it? They drink dew for wine. What is dew? The natural droplets of water, scientific concept. Okay, so in the morning, a lot of dew drops you can find on the plants and the flowers also, and it drinks it like a wine. And hearken means what? Listen. Hearken means listen, sunna. So it hearkens to the voices of the birds. It listens to the voices of the birds, chirping birds. Okay, and dance, it dances also. The flower dances also. Whom does it dance with? It can't dance with birds, so it has to dance with the grass. And how does the grass dance? Grasses dance in a rhythm, like to and fro, left and right, along with the breeze. Okay, in a rhythm. Wow, just like left and right and left and right, as if somebody, some human being is dancing to some beats. Okay, so the flowers also dance to the rhythmic swaying of the grass. I am the lover's gift. Now, in these lines, it will be described how the flowers are used. I am the lover's gift. I am the wedding wreath. I am the memory of a moment of happiness. I am the last gift of the living to the dead. I am a part of joy and a part of sorrow. So basically, flower is telling how I can be used, how I have been used. It can be a lover's gift also. It can be a wedding wreath also. Lover's gift means when one lover gives a flower to another lover, this can be a lover's gift. Now, wedding wreath means the wreath which is used in weddings. Wreath is a round circular thing, which is made of flowers, circular display of flowers in a ring. You would have seen Christmas wreaths. So it is like that only, but it is made with flowers. So it says that I'm the wedding wreath. I'm the memory of a moment of happiness, because all these moments are happiness. When somebody loves someone, that is a happy moment. When somebody gets wedded, that is a happy moment. So basically, it is a memorable gift. It is a memory for a moment of happiness. I am the last gift of the living to the dead. So when we go to somebody's death, what do we carry? We carry some flowers to put on the graveyard or to put on the dead body. Okay, so this can be the last gift also, from the living people to the dead person. Okay, so this is how it becomes a part of joy also, which means happiness, and it becomes a part of the sorrow also, means sad part of the life, sad moments of the life. Okay, but I look up high to see only the light, and never look down to see my shadow. This is wisdom which man must learn. So now in these lines, it is telling what you can learn from me, what people, your people, what you can learn from me, that the flower is telling you. Flower says that I look up always. always beat anything, but I always look at the positive side of the life. I always look at the light. I do not look down to see my shadow. I never look at the negative side of the life. I always look at the positive side of the life, and I never look at the negative side of the life, which means this is the wisdom, this is the knowledge, this is the most important thing in life which every human being must learn. Okay, so this is all about this poem. I hope I have tried to explain it in the best possible way, but if something else is needed by you, just let me know, and very soon I'll try to post the question answers also of the same poem. But if you need anything else, any other poem, ask me, and I'm very much here. Thank you so much for all the support you have been giving me. It means a lot. If you like and subscribe to my channel, that's also going to be a big support. Ask your friends to go through my channel and look if they have something, if they can be helped out with it. Thank you so much for today, and I'll meet you in the next video.